Hello, good evening. I'm Andy Thornhill with the sports news. Bouncing this one off the basketball courts. Lumber Company Lakers regained a lead in the best-of-5 series of the BBA's final league. Playing last night at the Willie Gym in Game 3, they beat Oct16 Clapham Bulls 74-69 to go 2-1 in the series. Here's Anne-Marie Burke.
If the series tied 1-1, Game 3 was crucial, so no surprise that both teams came out blazing. For the Bulls, Mark Foster with the jumper, and Lakers replied to every point. Andre Lockhart, the fake, the layup, and on top of that, gained the benefit of a foul. But Bulls commanded the first quarter by the slightest of margins. Foster with that basket, Bulls were up 11-10. They did continue to fight, roll through the defense, but the Lakers were on a mission. Jamar King with the three-pointer. And another three, Ian Alexander. 36-27 at the half, the Lakers took command. Into the third, and Bulls intended to keep on their heels. Jeremy Gill, 3 of his game-high 23 points. But the Lakers had the game in their hands. Down court passed off to Alexander, who answered with another three-pointer. And he wasn't done there. Deep in the D for the easy layup. Lakers extended their lead to a 10-point deficit, 56-46, to the delight of their fans. And there was just no looking back from there. Jamar King, 18 on the night, that 3 included. A second thought at charging to the basket, and King nearly lost his footing, but definitely not his accuracy. Bulls were still in the game, getting points wherever possible. Gill, finding back up a challenge, took the play all for himself and successfully. But Game 3 belonged to the Lakers, everyone getting in on the play. And the mission was accomplished. Lakers win 74-69 to lead the final series 2-1. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Game 4 is on tonight at the gym as well. 3 Major League football coaches from the United States are in Barbados seeking talented players. In a camp which gets underway tomorrow, as guests of the Barbados Soccer Academy, Houston Dynamo Soccer Club will be hosting a 1-week camp for local players ranging from ages 5 to 22.
Through this camp, through the next 5 days, our coaching staff here with us, Gary Hamilton and Albert Flores, we're going to, scout these players, work with these players, and see if potentially any of these players have the opportunity to come to Houston and train with our academy, where they have the opportunity to work with our academy and potentially sign a professional contract with the Houston Dynamo. That is our ultimate goal. We also provide all our players with the opportunity, if not professional contract, study at a university in the United States. So understand that here in Barbados, these players also have that opportunity if they come to Houston. And we're just looking forward to the camp.
Set for the UAE Cape Hill campus ground, the ultimate goal is to provide good players to the Dynamo professional squad.
We're not really looking for the smartest kid in the block here. We're looking for soccer players. I mean, and soccer smarts are completely different to academic smarts. I think what we can offer is if we find a kid, we want all of our players to have some kind of an educational background. That's a must. I mean, we try and put kids through college when we get them, and we force them to take further education and stuff like that, but we can't really mandate it and tell them what to do. If they sign a professional contract with us, it's to play professional soccer. That's it. I mean, we would just hope they would want to further their education themselves. But other than that, we're here to look for smart soccer players.
The camp runs from tomorrow until Friday. In fact, the AC Milan camp will also be on tomorrow. The AC Milan coaches put on that one for pro shotters. Of course, we'll tell their story tomorrow night. The government, through the Barbados Tourism Authority, has thrown its full support behind this year's Tennis Pundy Rock. This year's event, which features 4 big tennis stars in Venus Williams, Victoria Azarenka, Gail Monfils, and John Isner, will run from December 10th to the 11th. Barbados is in for some big exposure, as sports giants ESPN has also come on board with a multi-year contract.
Only going to be showcased in North America, but it's going to be showcased in event which will showcase Barbados, not only the players, but what Barbados is about, the beauty of Barbados, the things that you can do in Barbados. And they will be using footage at the majors next year, the Australian Open, the French Open, the Wimbledon, the US Open, and they will be showing interviews of the players in Barbados, which will, as you can see, will have a tremendous benefit and exposure for Barbados.
There's a call tonight for the two administrative institutions for cricket, the Barbados Cricket Association and the Barbados Cricket League, to join forces in the further development of the sport.
The Barbados Cricket League should engage the Barbados Cricket Association in discussions about a merger. Since, as I have already stated, many clubs are leaving the Barbados Cricket League to join the Barbados Cricket Association. While this may engender the fear of the BCL losing its identity, so too will the BCA. Because a unified BCA and BCL will not only produce a new cricket organization for the administration of cricket in Barbados, but it will virtually guarantee a serious approach to ensuring that cricket remains alive and attractive in Barbados.
Reverend Morris was speaking on the occasion of last night's awards ceremony for the season of the Barbados Cricket League at Heritage Park. He also implored the BCL to improve their administration.
We cannot carry on in the same old way, with the same old structures, with the same old results. The Barbados Cricket League must find ways to regenerate interest in the game. It must find ways to attract players and young players too. The Barbados Cricket League must restructure its competitions by removing the various leagues and replacing them with 4 zones only. All teams participating in the league's competition should be divided into these 4 zones. There will be playoffs between the 2 top teams in each zone, and of course a semi-final and a final. This move will allow for cricket to be more localized, and localized cricket will guarantee a rejuvenation of local interests.
Some of those who collected the award was most outstanding wicketkeeper Newton Lewis, bowler of the most wickets Dwayne Downs, fielder of the most catches Anthony Small, Shannon Small on the 19th player with the most runs, on the 19th player with the most wickets Jamie King. The highest individual score was 161 from Sherwin Codrington, and the BCL player of the year, let's give it up for Romel Corbin. The fitness of regional players for international cricket level has surfaced once again. It stems from the recent exclusion of Ashley Nurse from the West Indies T20 squad to England last month. Nurse did not meet the required fitness standard during the ongoing West Indies team camp right here in Barbados and was withdrawn from the squad as a result. Speaking on last week's Mid-Wicket Cricket Radio show on QFM, Henderson Springer, Director of Coaching for the Barbados team, said a fitness program is being put in place for players, so if called on for West Indies duties, they would not have to go too far to hit the international mark.
To be part of the international squad, no. There's a certain level that you have to reach in relation to the fitness test the tests that are required. Mr. Nurse did a test and he fell below standard. Okay? Since then, Mr. Nurse has done the test again. This was with the Barbados, because that also too, we are trying to make that mandatory now for the guys who are involved in our senior cricket. Okay? And the test that he was asked to do was the multi-stage fitness test, and he was considerably better than he was when he was tested for the West Indies team.
That's Henderson Springer, Director of Coaching at the Barbados Cricket Association. It's going to be New Zealand versus France in next Sunday's final of the Rugby World Cup. The Kiwis took out their neighbours Australia today, 20-6. I guess they took me out of... Oh.
With the only try of the game, Nonu finishing off a break from the outstanding Israel Dag. It was Nonu's 8th try against the Wallabies, and no All Black has scored more against their local rivals. Although James O'Connor's boot got Australia off the mark later in the opening half, they trailed by 14 points to 6 at the break. The deficit could have been even bigger if New Zealand's kicking had been better. Although this penalty conversion by Piri Wipu put the hosts 26 ahead, they left 14 more points go begging in the match. The tension was all too obvious among fans watching on big screens across Auckland. In the past, the All Blacks have been labelled World Cup chokers. Not in this game. They hung on for victory, much to the joy and relief of their faithful followers.
Well, the same thing could very well happen at the BCC tonight. I did say earlier the basketball will be at the gym. It's at BCC after all.